The first tale is a combination of Daudet's introduction, called The Windmill as I First Knew It, leading into The Beaucaire Stagecoach.
On the road that runs from Arles to the quarries of Fontevielle, past the Mont de Cord and the Abbey of Montmajour, there arises, above and a little to the right of a large village, a small hill crowned with green pines. High up there, the sails of the windmills are forever turning. Down below nestles a large white house, the manor house of Montmajour, a strange old dwelling, which starts as a chateau with its flights of steps, its terrace colonnaded in the Italian style, and which finishes with farmhouse walls, perches for peacocks, vines over the doorway, and a sheepfold next to a field of slender almond trees, whose pink blossoms are too quickly scattered by the winds of March. An old Provençal family lived there 20 years ago, no less unusual and charming than their dwelling. The mother, very old but still erect under the widow's bonnets she always wore, managed alone this considerable domain of olive groves, wheat fields, vineyards, mulberry plantations. With her, her 4 sons, known by the professions they had followed or were still following, the mayor, the consul, the notary, and the advocate. After the death of their father, all 4 had rallied round the old woman, united in their exclusive love of her whom they called their chère maman. So many times in winter have I gone there to cure myself of Paris and its fevers in the health-giving air of the little hills of our Provence. I would arrive without warning, sure of the welcome of chère maman, who held me close to her little grey-checked shawl as if I were one of her boys. 5 minutes of tumultuous excitement, then, the embracings over and my trunk in my room, I would climb up to my windmill. A ruined windmill, a crumbling pile of stones and old wooden beams, which had not turned in the wind for many years. From the first day I saw it, this abandoned outcast of a windmill had been dear to me. I loved it for its distressed condition, for its path lost under the herbs. I loved it for its crumbling platform, where it was good to idle the hours away, sheltered from the wind, while a rabbit bobbed up and down close by, or a long grass snake went its aloof and tortuous way as it pursued the field mice which swarmed around the tumble-down mill. I do not know from where I have derived this liking for deserted places. Whatever the reason, I owe a great deal to such spiritual retreats, and none did me so much good as this old windmill in Provence. My windmill never belonged to me, but that used never to prevent me from passing long days there, days of dreams and memories, until the hour when the winter sun would set, and I used to return for the evening meal at the hospitable and fantastic table at Montmajour, where each served himself according to his settled habits and tastes. Coffee over, pipes lit, the 4 sons gone off to the village, I would stay alone to talk with that excellent old lady, with her subtle mind, and her memory full of tales which she told with simple eloquence. Weary of talking, she would sink back in her great armchair. The shades of another falling night would close her sunken eyelids, invading her old, deeply lined face. Then I would quietly go away to spend the rest of my evening in the kitchen. Sometimes my fancy would lead me roaming on little excursions around my windmill. It might be a shooting or a fishing trip to the Camargue, that pampas-like corner of Provence where the oxen and the wild horses are allowed to roam unfettered and free. Another day I would go and join my friends, the Provençal poets, the Faits libres. We used to go to the Céliscamp, and, lying in the grass between the grey stone tombs, listen to some fine play by Théodore Aubanel, ironically accompanied by the banging hammers of the railway workshops from behind a curtain of lustreless trees. After the reading, we would stroll along the Lys to watch the proud, coquettish girls of Arles pass by under their little white caps, for the love of one of whom poor Jan killed himself. We would have supper at Corney's Inn, and all the evening we would wander on, singing songs, through the little rambling side streets, past crumbling walls, remains of flights of steps and broken columns. And how good it was, after one of these lyrical escapades, to come back to the windmill and dream of the book I would write one day, a book into which I would put all those songs still singing in my head, all that bright laughter, and all those enchanting legends. It is in my windmill that I am now writing to you,